What's been very striking about the neoliberal era is that history has been dominated by revisionist historians, essentially right-wing historians, who in particular want to write the common people and the struggles of the common people out of the historical process. One of the reasons for writing this book and publishing this book is to redress that balance and restore the common people to centre stage in our understanding of history. I think really history is driven by three processes, three engines. One of those is technological advance. In the long term, you get an accumulation of knowledge and skill that's sort of embedded in the way in which the common people create the things that they need. So new technologies, once they've become well established, they become part of the store of human expertise. So if you think about something like the development of iron technology in prehistoric times, it completely transforms the whole of human experience. It is so much easier to work the land as a farmer if you've got iron tools than if you're equipped with stone tools or wooden tools. So it transforms the productivity of human labour. That's one of the big engines, one of the big motors. And a second one is the development of class society. And class societies arise when you've got a surplus, when people are no longer just subsistence farmers, but they're actually producing a surplus over and above what they need just to support themselves. You get the emergence of ruling classes who cream off that surplus to engage in competition with each other, competition for wealth and competition for power. It's the centenary of the end of the First World War this year, 2018. There's a huge amount of discussion about the First World War and how it ended at the moment. What was the First World War? A classic example of the way in which surpluses of wealth created by human labour, human ingenuity, human industry are taken control of by competing ruling classes, turned into great mechanisms of destruction. And the result is, in the course of the First World War, 15 million dead in a war which was essentially a war for profit and empire between competing blocks of rulers. Then there's a third engine, and that's the engine of class struggle from below. Again and again through the historical process, you can see how the intervention from below of millions of ordinary people organising themselves, beginning to operate in a democratic way, and then struggling for radical change, how they enter the stage of history, and the result can be absolutely transformative. And when it's at its greatest transformative power, that class struggle from below, that's what produces a revolution. Events like the British Revolution of the 17th century, the French Revolution of the late 18th century, the Russian Revolution of the early 20th century, and many other revolutionary experiences since, they have had a huge impact on the course of human history, and they have often opened up the possibility of a complete transformation where we move from a world based on classes, division and war to a world of equality and democracy. And that's been the aspiration of popular movements for hundreds of years. Why does all this matter? It matters now because we have again entered a period of profound economic, social, and political crisis, a crisis which in many ways is comparable with that of the 1930s. We've entered a period of long-term, seemingly interminable economic stagnation. There are huge levels and growing levels of inequality, grotesque greed, and wealth at the top, poverty and decay of public services at the base. And it's also a crisis which, again, like the 1930s, is seeing growing militarization and a growth of nationalism, racism, and fascism. So history really matters. History matters because we need to learn the lessons of what's gone wrong in the past, and also from history, the potential for radical change from below that is represented by the great struggles of the common people over thousands of years of human history.